Here is Rob Lee reacting to the news that the Newcastle United takeover by a Saudi-led consortium is very, very close indeed. Rob, excited?
Oh, yes, very, very, very excited. But I'd like to see it completed first before I can sort of like get over excited about it, because we've had this before. It's always happened before. So until it's completed, I'm trying to keep my head a little bit.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from entirely. We had Warren Barton on earlier on. He was saying that he feels able to dream. He hasn't been able to dream for 14 years. Can you identify with that feeling?
Yeah, I saw Warren this morning looking very, very smart, much smarter than I am. No, yes. Listen, you know, we both played at the same time when the club was on the crest of a wave. We're London people, we're London boys, but we actually know what the club's all about. We understand the area, understand the people. You know, I was there for 10 years, as Warren mentioned earlier. Best 10 years of my life, football-wise. Had a couple of my children up there, and I understand what it's all about, and I understand how the people react to their club. You know, we just hope the people that are coming in realise that, and we get an owner in that understands the people, understands the club, understands the area, and we get the club running correctly again and try and compete again.
As someone who, as you say, came in from outside, you came in from Charlton and Kevin Keegan's time, can you explain what is different about being a footballer in the city of Newcastle?
Well, it hit me. It hit me as soon as I arrived in Newcastle those years ago in '92. It's, you know, you got everybody wearing football shirts, whether they're going to the game, whether they're not. You know, mothers pushing prams, little kids, old ladies, and the club is how they, I don't know, how they express themselves, how they if the club does well and we play well on a Saturday, then they have a great weekend. If we don't, if we lost, then they'll have a poor weekend. It's their be all and end all, and they care passionately about their club. And for the last 14 years, they've probably had somebody in charge who doesn't share that passion. Before we had Sir John Hall, you know, we had Kevin Keegan, Freddie Shepherd, who all knew what the area was about, knew what the club was about, and knew what the fans were about, because the fans are the football club, and there's so many of them, and they've been so depressed for so long. And I hope to God this goes through. I hope there's no more hiccups, and they can have a club that they're proud of again.
If it does go through, you know what it's like to be a Newcastle player challenging for the title. Can those days return, or is there too big a gap now between Newcastle and the likes of Manchester City and the rest?
Well, let's make no mistake about it. The gap is huge. I mean, it's huge, and it's getting bigger. But you know, I've heard things about signing Neymar and Messi, and you know, let's get this into perspective. What we want to do, we want to get a football club that, as I said before, the owners understand it, understand the people. But the football club's been in decline for a long, long time. It needs addressing from the bottom right to the very top. The right people in the right jobs. Bringing the right players in. You know, there's no. People have got to understand, and players have to understand, you know, where Newcastle is. You know, sometimes I think some players don't really understand it. Where it is geographically in Newcastle, I understand it now. I probably didn't in '92 because I thought Middlesbrough was closer, but
just let me press. That's a famous story that there were offers from Middlesbrough and Newcastle for you when you were at Charlton, and Kevin Keegan. The legend is Keegan somehow persuaded you that Middlesbrough was further away from London than Newcastle. Is that true?
Yeah, that's totally true. You know, Kevin Keegan was my idol, and I believed everything he said to me. So he told a little white lie. I wasn't great in geography. I've got a lot better since. But yeah, it's a true story, unfortunately for me. But geographically, you have to understand where the club is, and I think it's been used recently for you know, even a stepping stone for players to come in and use the club and go somewhere else, and that's got to stop. We've got to get players. The right players in that actually want to play for Newcastle, and you know, to answer your question, can we catch them up? Well, football's all about money. I think everybody knows that, but you have to spend it wisely. You have to spend it right, and if they can do that, then there's no reason with the support we've got that we can't be back in there and competing again.
Does the style of football matter? We've had the argument at Manchester United under Mourinho, to an extent under Van Gaal. We've got the argument at Tottenham now. Does the style of football matter?
Of course. I mean, you want to. People remember the entertainers. People remember how we used to play football, and people want to be entertained. That's what Kevin Keegan drummed into us many years ago. He said that the crowd will support you. He said this is an entertainment. Go and entertain people, and that's what we went out to do. And I'm a total believer in that. Even now, I think it is an entertainment. Who wants to see boring, drab football? We want to see exciting football, and there are a few teams that play exciting football, and that's what brings players to clubs, and that's what brings fans into stadiums. And and certainly in Newcastle, they want to see great football and they want to see their club great again. And hopefully with these owners, we can see that.
We've had some voices on Sky Sports News today pointing out that it's all very well spending money on the squad and they want that, but you've also got to spend money, and quite quickly, on the infrastructure, the stand and all the rest of it, possibly even a new ground. Do the fans get that enough? Will they be patient enough to wear the fact that there might not be massive investment in the scale they might want straight away?
Listen, I think the fans will be pleased to get new owners in. They'll be delighted. They will support this club no matter what, as we've seen. They'll still go and support. But if they know they've got owners in that are going to do the right thing and they've got the club's best interests at heart, of course they will. They'll be patient. They've been patient for 14 years. So another 14 months won't matter. So, but yeah, you're right. It needs, the training ground's probably, no disrespect, it's probably one of the worst in the Premier League now, because training grounds have gone to a different level. As you say, the ground needs updating. We need to sort of like get the academy going to get so that we don't have players leaving the North East to go other places, and we want young players to want to come to Newcastle and play for Newcastle, and we have to do that. So it's a huge job. Let's not underestimate what a job they've got, and can't just throw money at the first team and expect the club to come through with flying colours. Yes, money needs to be spent on the team, but there's a lot more money needs to be spent on the infrastructure of the club.
Rob Lee, never mind the clothing battle with Warren Barton. You speak just as well as he did. Thank you very much indeed.